Hello there, this is DBT and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt Legends Unite. And today, as you can see on the title, maybe on the thumbnail, today I'm gonna be driving the quote-unquote bad cars of Class A in multiplayer to see what kind of results I can get with them. And this is of course because of how multiplayer works here in Legends Unite compared to how it was in Asphalt 9. These cars actually now have a pretty good role, and well, we're gonna test them out. But before I jump into it, if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Doing these things makes YouTube more likely to recommend to more people, and in that way the channel can continue growing and I can continue making this content for you. So go ahead, like and subscribe. But alright, so as you can see, I have right now the Nissan GTR Nismo on the screen because that's the first car that I'm going to be playing with. Now obviously I'm playing in MP1, I am in Silver League 3 and that is exactly what that car is suggested, or rather where that car is available. Now in theory, here in Silver 3, the best car, at least given the rank, it should be the Porsche 718 Cayman and you know, all of this stuff, right? But the reality is that I don't see a world in which the Miura concept is actually going to be a better car to use than the quote-unquote lowly ranked Nissan GTR Nismo, and while mine isn't at gold because I never cared to get the epics, still, I think this is gonna perform pretty good. Let's try it out. Now, I know I'm being a little bit hyperbolic on saying that, oh, these other cars will not beat this car that I'm gonna use, so things like that, right? I mean, I'm willing to be proven wrong, and that definitely can happen. But you know, overall, just saying that, for example, the acceleration of this car is so much better than those other cars. Maybe the speed is not as high, but it's still not necessarily a slow car. For a Class A, going 328 or something like that, it definitely looks bad. But again, when you put it in context against the car that it's gonna be fighting, look at that, I'm just so far ahead of everybody by now. So, I don't know, I think this is something that we have known for the longest time, that the rank system in this game, it's all over the place. You have cars that are lower ranked and still they perform so much better than others simply because they're in a higher class. It's a whole topic, it's a peculiar thing. But yeah, I thought, hey, let's try it out. Now, to be fair, this car, the Nissan GTR Nismo, even if slow, it's still a pretty good car. You could still bring it back in Asphalt. Oh, someone's catching up to me. Absolutely, they're gonna get past me. Jesus Christ, hold up. Can I keep this first place? It would be pretty dope if I could. I don't know if I'm going to. Oh yeah, but this thing also can float it, can it not? I think it can. Imagine that. Hold up. Oh, no, I didn't mean to hit the wall like that. Keep it together, DBT, keep it together. I mean, this car compared to the other ones that I'm racing against, the advantage that it has is the acceleration. I think that car that is catching up to me, it's Vencer Sarth. I think I saw one in the race. But once again, the acceleration of my car just carries it quite a bit, and there's gonna be a I'm telling you. And what was I racing? I was racing against a lot of those club sports. Look at this. No, actually it was... Okay, there was no Vencer. I don't know why I thought there was one. But yeah, no, look at that. And this is still a car that is 600 points on the rank compared to this. But once again, this is a Class C versus a Class A. The speeds, the acceleration especially, is where you see the huge difference. And as I've said before, I actually do enjoy a lot the way that multiplayer works nowadays precisely because of that. Obviously, it's going to be a bit limiting, you know, because of the car pools and whether or not you have a car that is for that particular sub-league and whatnot. But overall, for example, this is something that I mentioned in a previous video when I was driving the Countach 25th anniversary, that despite that car being relatively rare and being an okay-ish Class D car, it's not amazing, but it's not absolutely terrible. But there comes a point when you are like, well, why should I continue using this car that is going to be difficult to be getting W's with when I can bring a much more common car from a higher class that is going to outperform it most of the time? And this is one of those examples. For example, the example, well said, DBT, the Porsche 718 Cayman Club Sport. Now, technically speaking, that is not a rare car, but it's not as common as, say, something like this car, the GTR Nismo. So let's just pretend that it's a rarer car. Or for example, there's also, I saw there is a Ford GT Mark II in this race. So I can bring that and it might just give me some results and whatnot. That one is Class B. But then I can just bring a common Class A car like this and I can still get results. And that's what I say that I really like the way that multiplayer is set up right now, precisely because it allows a spotlight to cars that normally you would not be seeing a whole lot. Like, for example, I'm not gonna focus only on driving this car. I'm gonna drive a few more in this video, but I'm just trying to give you a bit of an idea of how this is gonna work. Oh, look at that. Our ranks are kind of funny. 3063, 3603. Okay. 3063 versus 3603. Jesus. All right. GTR Nismo, Cayman, the S10. Oh boy, there's a Ford GT Mark II. Yeah, you see what I was saying? Oh no, come on. Why this map? we were having a really good time without this map in multiplayer. I think for a very big portion of last week, if not an entire last week, I didn't see a single Chicago map in multiplayer. So seeing this again is like, oh no, why? Anyway, so as I said on the first race, this car by itself, even before this system multiplayer, this car, despite being slow, it was still a pretty good car again because it's a considerably agile car, really good acceleration of like, what, 84 or something like that? So maybe this isn't the best example to put like, oh, this is a bad car of Class A that now can do okay. But don't worry, we'll get to some of the cars that are still questionable or would be questionable under regular circumstances in the old Asphalt 9 multiplayer ways, let's say. So yeah, maybe this was not the best one to start with, but still, it's a fun car, and I know that some people really like their Japanese cars, so here we go. That's gonna be another first place, baby! Now, I didn't get that excited on that one because A, it's Chicago, I don't like Chicago. B, it was a 30-second race, so not particularly happy about any of that, but whatever, it is what it is. 4GT Mark II. Oh, this actually could have performed really well in this track. Anyway, J50, Viper, 2 Sarts, and a 370Z Neon. And this is the next card that I'm going to be using, the Ferrari J50. This is a card that even... Well, I seem to have some epics for it, don't I? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know. I have 2. I guess I'll just apply them on acceleration. Might as well. Yeah, I don't have a lot of idea of what this car is about. I don't think I've driven it a whole... I wonder if I even have, like... Yeah, no, look at this. Have not even unlocked these colors because I never play with this car in multiplayer. Like, why would I? Once again, in Asphalt 9... let's make it yellow for no reason. In Asphalt 9, you really wouldn't have much of a reason to drive this car unless you wanted a challenge. Now, this compared to the car that I was just driving, the Nissan, this one is much faster, but it's nowhere near as agile from what I remember. I don't think this can do good drift or anything, but hey, let's see how it goes. I mean, that is kind of like the archetypes in the game, right? You have the agile cars that are not very fast, and then you have, well, that's actually doesn't seem like bad drift. And then you have the faster cars that are not as agile, but obviously they can get to a much higher top speed. So yeah, I mean, that kind of follows. But yeah, that initial drift that I did didn't feel bad. Now, is it amazing? I don't know, but it didn't feel absolutely garbo. Yeah, it's not great by any means, but it's much better than I thought it was gonna be. Interesting. Very nice. Wait, is this Class A even, or is this Class B? No, it's Class A, right? I think it's Class A. Yeah, no, because Class B Ferrari would be like the end, so will be like the 599X. No, excuse me, the 488 Challenge Evo. So yeah, no, this gotta be Class A. So yeah, once again, this should tell you, this should show you just how little attention I pay to a bunch, or rather, how little attention I have paid to a bunch of these cars. But now with this system, it's like, oh well, you know, I have an opportunity to drive some of these cars. So let's see what they can do. And so far, this is looking pretty good. Now, to be fair, this track is not 100% top speed oriented, but you know, it certainly benefited me, so I'm okay with that for now. I didn't even pay too much attention to what I was racing against. I did see the Nissan GTR Nismo, but I don't know what else. So let's have a quick look over here. Yeah, Nismo for GT Mark II, 718s for GT Mark II, and another Nismo. Okay, there you go. I mean, looking at the stats, considering it's a low Class A makes sense, but yeah, the top speed is subpar for Class A. The acceleration, well, I golded it, and that's 80, that's just okay. Yeah, so it does, well, okay, good night, but that does something. Ooh, we're back in Auckland. So, for example, this car, the Ferrari that I'm driving, if you were to put it against, you know, the average Class A cars, you know, the normal, the middle of the pack type of Class A car, this is slower, the acceleration is gonna suffer, the handling is not very good, the nitro is the thing that it's okay. But yeah, just face this against a normal-ish Class A car, and I'm saying normal-ish in the sense of, you know, common but still useful cars. You know, think of the Peugeotics, the Aston Martin Victors, the Lambo SVJs, no, even more than that, just the Aventador J. I'm not considering Banda because, you know, that is a completely different topic, but still, this would not do great over there, and that was precisely the problem with the old multiplayer in Asphalt 9, that a lot of these low ranked cars or low tier cars from a class, in this case Class A, did not really have much of a role. But over here, now that they're mixed in different leagues, racing against cars of lower classes, I mean, this can make it very interesting. I still feel like it's a little bit unbalanced. I don't know which one of those to apply. But still, once again, being able to shine a spotlight on these cars, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. I did think of making a video dedicated to this like maybe I'll do just one video with the Nismo, or just one video with this car or with the next one. But honestly, once again, we have so few opportunities to play in these lower leagues that might as well, you know, cover a little bit of additional ground by using a few cars in one single video, because otherwise, you know, it's gonna take me a few years to test these cars, because once again, the leagues only reset. Oh, did I just rank up? I think I just did. Reset like every so many months, so it's kind of annoying. Cayman 488 GTB, Cayman, Viper, Pininfarina, H2, and another Cayman. Look at me go! We made it into Silver League 2. So with this, it already opens the door for me to use all the cars of the next sub-league. I'm actually curious to see what it is that would be available. Ooh, look at that. Oh, yeah, I haven't even started up. I don't own the car, so it's not particularly interested in doing that. Okay, some blueprints for the Da Vinci. That's nice. All right, fair enough. Ooh, for the Wyra R, that's kind of hype. But okay, let's have a quick look at what would be available for me in Silver 2. Draco, Glickenhaus, F12 TDF, the DB12, Stingray, Maserati. Ooh, yeah, I don't have a lot of cars for this one, huh? I mean, I do have the cars. Okay, I can use some of this, but still. But no. We shall continue driving my... Where is it? There it is. My Ferrari. And, I mean, I guess I'm going to spoil it by now. The last car that we're going to be using, not in this race, but after this, is going to be that Viper. Because I'm really curious about the Viper. I've driven the Class C Viper a ton. Who hasn't? But honestly, the Viper of Class A, another car that really you wouldn't get to pay too much attention to it in the old Asphalt 9 multiplayer. So over here, hey, let's make it... Let's put it on the focus of attention for a little bit. So yeah, and another thing about this whole thing of the cars of low tier of a class being available in multiplayer, it also makes it so that you can start playing multiplayer sooner than you could before. I mean, at any point you can start playing multiplayer, right? You don't always need to have... What is that? Is that the F12 TDF? That's gotta be, because that's way faster. You could always jump into multiplayer, right? But you would not be super ready for it, and you would have terrible cars and whatnot. Over here, in the way that this is, it really opens the door to start getting into multiplayer. Even if all that you have gotten has been the common cars, they might be common. They might be playing in lower leagues, but still, they can be used, and they can still give you some results, at least in those leagues. Like a car like this, I would imagine I can probably push it and get all the way to like Silver 1 with it. And similar to how it happened with the Countach, once you get to the highest sub-league for a particular league, meaning Silver 1, right before you move into Gold, I think that's where you're gonna find the most troubles, because that's where the most competitive people are gonna be like really trying to rank up and like, I want to get out of here, but I can't. So at that point, yeah, you start bringing some of these not necessarily great cars, and you're gonna start suffering. But overall, yep, yeah, it was an F12 TDF. I knew it. Viper, Gallardo, F12 TDF, Nissan Leaf, and a Z4. Okay, sure. Yes, the good old Viper GTS. Now, the top speed is a little bit closer to what you would expect of a Class A car. Acceleration, it's okay-ish at best. Low handling, nitro. Let's try it out. Oh, we're in Osaka. Very well. That's not going to be very good for this car, unless this is one of those tracks that is not super twisty, in which case it might be okay, but I can never remember which version of the track it is, so we're fine. But yeah, let's see. So this is definitely on the faster side of the cars that I can use in the Sub-League 3. But again, once again, it comes at the price of maybe not being... Yeah, look at that. That's some very, very wide drift. It comes at a price, you know? It's like you get some speed with what did you lose in the process? Well, I lost agility. And I don't know, that's part of the balance that I can enjoy of this game, having this variety of the stats and having cars play in different ways. And like, maybe this is the wrong car for this particular track, or maybe this is the right, you know, that whole thing, right? I'm gonna go for a little bit of wall ride over here, because otherwise I'm gonna lose like a jillion points of speed, so let's not do that. And this was not a bad track for the car. I mean, could have been way worse, so we're okay. Also, I'm super ahead of everybody. I don't know if at this point I'm technically smurfing or not. I have not been playing a lot of multiplayer, but I'm not purposely staying in low leagues. Like, you've seen these videos like I did with the Countach. Like, no, I mean, if I rank up, and let's keep going. We'll have more cars to try as we climb higher and higher into the league. So, yeah. All right, that's another 5 flavor. This time there was a Pininfarina, Husaria, F12 TDF for GT Mark II, Gallardo. Ooh, lovely. F12 TDF and a Lancer. Wow, that Lancer was brave. Oh, and by the way, I did think of making today a video on the Porsche Panamera Turbo car hunt, but the reality is that I already did that not long ago. Just last year there was a hunt for it, and it's not like a full year ago. It was in October, so it's been what, like 6 months or so? October. Okay, whatever it is. So I didn't feel like I needed to make another one. If you want to watch how the car performs in multiplayer and whatnot, I'll leave the link in the top right about now. But I didn't feel like it was necessary for me to make yet another video and talking on that car once again. So that's why I decided to do something a little bit different. And it's like, hey, I really have kind of forsaken a tiny bit MP1. So, oh boy. So might as well play a little bit of this. And again, it gives me it's a really good oh no, I'm fine. Don't panic, people. I know what I'm doing. Come on. Oh, you thought I was gonna wreck or something? Yeah, I've kind of forsaken a little bit MP1. Not on purpose, but yeah. So, hey, thought might as well grab some of this stuff and let's make it into a bit of a mix and match of different cars in this video, just for having some variety within one. But alright, so that's another first place, baby. Gallardo for GT Mark II, F12 TDF, Cayman, Gallardo. That's gotta be what, like a 3-star maybe? I don't even know, but yeah, it's not doing fantastic, that Gallardo. And that's not to say that the Gallardo is a bad car, alright? It's a very good car, just that at low stars, and if people are not particularly familiar with it, it might be a bit of a problem, but nah, it's fine. I love that car. Now, I also thought of driving the Neo EP9 here for this video, but unfortunately in this version of the game, I don't have it upgraded. I do have it at max stars, but not upgraded. When is this race gonna start? So I couldn't bring that. It's fine, don't worry too much about it. I have driven it before. In my Switch account, I do have it upgraded. And I also found it to be a pretty good car overall, at least for where it's placed in the sub-leagues. So it's fine, I'm okay with it. Again, I just really like having the opportunity to drive these cars that before you had absolutely no reason to. So now, finally doing it is like, oh man. Now, I might not be a fan of some of these cars either way, but it's still good. Like, hey, I did eventually have to grind quite a bit in order to get all the blueprints for the car, so might as well drive it, you know? And that's what we're here right now. With a Viper that almost nobody would normally use. I might be amongst the fastest cars in this particular race, so I should absolutely try to maximize the effect of my top speed. That's to say, gotta go fast. Oh, actually, that guy might be able to overtake me there. Yep. What is that? That's a Gallardo. Let's go. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Now, granted, the Gallardo, it is slower than my car, though it's a much more agile one. Acceleration, I think my acceleration should be a little bit better, but hey, a well-driven car like that one can still defeat me, so that's quite okay. Hold on. Oh, that would have been close, but you know what? I'll take it. I actually like that I got defeated there by a beautiful Lamborghini Gallardo, which is actually... Is that max stars? Just not gold, probably, and well-driven as well, so of course. I'm not just gonna say, oh, it's because the car is better. No, it was much better driven, but yeah. Just wanted to show you a little bit of the action with some of these cars that normally we don't pay attention to because we didn't have a reason to, but now they can actually perform multiplayer and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, common cars, why not? If you enjoyed the video, once again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, but that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!